Yeah, we will begin with sales variances, or before we start with sales variances. Okay, we don't get the targeted revenue. We have got a target or a budget, but actual revenues are different. Actual revenues are what? Different. Why the sales variances arises? There is a budgeted revenue, there is an actual revenue, sales, not profit. I'm not talking about profit. I'm talking only about the revenue part of it. Why we are not getting the targeted revenue to actual revenue?
Seasonality and competitions.
Okay, seasonality and competition results in two things. One is change in price, change in the quantity sold. Change in the price. We would have planned like $5 per unit, but actual would have been like $4.5 per unit. We would have, or it would have been more also. Okay, and the volume of products sold, like we would have planned 5,000 units. Actual sales may be less than 5,000, or it can be what? More than 5,000. So sales variances mainly arises due to two reasons. One is which variance? Price variance. Second is volume variance. How to work out? Simple. Price variance. Actual price minus standard price into actual quantity. Actual price minus standard price into actual quantity. Difference between the actual price and budgeted price into the actual quantity sold. If it is volume, volume means number of units, actual quantity minus standard quantity into standard price. That's it. So if you are manufacturing a single product, only this much. See the actual price, standard price, difference into actual quantity will give you, because of the price, how much you lost or gained. Volume variance, actual quantity minus standard quantity into what? Standard price. Because of the quantity, what is the variance? Both will result in total variance. This is for a single product manufacturing company. Okay, when I manufacture multi products, for example, let's assume I manufacture only air conditioners. Only air conditioners. I don't have any other thing. So this you can work out. Suppose if I offer multi products like air conditioners, fans, water heaters, like that, three products I manufacture and sell, I would have prepared a budget for each product, like product A, B, C, like A 5,000 units, B 3,000 units, C 2,000 units, like that. I would have planned a standard mix at a standard rate. Actual mix would have been different with actual rates. So when you are a multi-product manufacturing company, quantity variance is possible. Quantity variance is possible. Difference between actual quantity minus standard quantity into weighted average price of standard mix. Because I don't sell one quantity, I sell what? Multiple quantities means. Then I have to work out weighted average price. Please remember WAP means weighted average price, standard price of standard mix. Standard price of standard mix. I'll explain this through a problem so that you will understand in a better way. Then mix variance is also possible. For example, I would have gone for a proportion like 5 is to 3 is to 2. 5 AC, 3 water heaters, and 2 maybe like fans, like that. But actual proportion would have been different. So when proportions are different, the mix variance will come. Mix variance will come. So the volume variance arises because of quantity and mix variance. Volume variance arises because of which one? Quantity and mix variance. So volume variance arises because of change in quantity sold and the change in the proportion in which the quantities are sold. So total variance arises. Total variance arises because of price as well as volume. Because of price as well as what? Volume. Or you can say quantity plus mix plus volume will give us total variance. This is also known as static budget variance. We'll take up a question and work out so that you'll understand better.
What is that AM and SM, sir?
Actual mix, standard mix. Okay, I'll explain. WAP, simple, weighted average price, that is standard price of standard mix. AM refers to weighted average price, standard price of actual mix. Standard price of standard mix, standard price of actual mix. The difference causes mix variance. The difference causes what? Mix variance. take up this, we'll analyze, we'll understand, and we'll work out. So multiply, this will give us budget. For 8,000 units, we planned like this. Can find the budgeted revenue and actual revenue is different. So we have $13,000 favorable. $13,000 favorable. We budgeted sales of 71,000. Actual sales is 84,000. So we've got a sales variance of 13,000 favorable. So you can find the volume is different, right? 8,000 units, 10,000 units. Volume is different. And the mix is different. 1:2:5. But actual mix is 2:3:5. Standard price is different. Actual price is different. So by looking at the problem itself, we can identify there is a price variance. There is a price variance. For product A, it is favorable. For product B, it is negative. We sold for lesser price. For product C, it is favorable like that. There is a price variance. There is a price variance. Number two, there is a quantity variance. Obviously, there is a quantity variance. And obviously, there is a mix variance also. Standard mix is different. Actual mix is different. Please take up this. Then we'll work out variance one by one and we'll cross check how this 13,000 favorable came. Now try to work out price variance. For A, B, and C, you can work out price variance. Actual price minus standard price. 5.5 minus 5 into actual quantity. Is it favorable or adverse? Please remember, we moved from cost variances to sales variances. We moved from cost variances to sales variances. So when you have a more actual price than the standard price, actual price is more than the budgeted price, it will become what? Favorable. Cost variance, extra one the adverse or unfavorable. Revenue variances, if we get extra, it is favorable. We got less. 6,000 unfavorable. 6,000 unfavorable. 11 minus 10 into 5,000 units. 5,000 favorable. Net, it becomes what? 0. 1,000 favorable, 5,000 favorable, 6,000 adverse. Two products give a favorable variance to us and one product is an adverse variance to us. So net is 0. So net price variance is 0. Will it be 0 always? No. In this question, it is accidentally 0. Next, try to work out the volume variance. Actual quantity minus standard quantity. 2,000 minus 1,000. This one 3,000 minus 2,000. This one is 5,000 minus 5,000. This into standard price. $5,000 favorable, 8,000 favorable, 0. Net 13,000 favorable. Net 13,000 favorable. Price net variance is 0. Price net variance is what? 0. Now itself we can find the verification is done. I told you. Okay, static budget variance arises because of which one? Price and volume variance. Price variance is 0. Volume variance is what? 13,000 favorable. That's why 13,000 favorable. Now the volume variance only is bifurcated into two variances. What are the two variances? Quantity variance and mix variance. Do you understand? Net price variance is 0 because of the number of units. Okay, this is static budget. This is actual sales. So because of the volume 8,000 to 10,000, because of the extra volume sold, the favorable variance came. Now the volume variance can be further classified into quantity variance. Because of quantity, what is the variance? Because of mix, what is the variance? Quantity means difference in quantity. Difference in quantity. Before we go for these variances, we need two things. One is weighted average standard price of standard mix. Weighted average standard price of standard mix. Weighted average standard price of actual mix. Weighted average standard price of actual mix. Two things we want before we work out. Have we taken up this? Shall we proceed? Up to volume variance, have we taken up?
Sir, nothing.
Okay, please take it. I'll wait. So we want this one and weighted average standard price of standard mix. Weighted average standard price of actual mix. $71,000 divided by 8,000. This is weighted average standard price of standard mix. 8.875. Weighted average standard price of actual mix also we need. What is actual mix? This is the actual mix. Into standard price. Weighted average standard price of actual mix. Weighted average standard price of standard mix. Now we can work out the variances. Quantity variance. Actual quantity minus standard quantity. Actual quantity 10,000 minus standard quantity 8,000. This multiplied with weighted average standard price of standard mix. If it is minus figure, it is unfavorable. So let me to consolidate the answer. What is the price variance? Price variance is 0. Price variance is 0. What is volume variance? 13,000 favorable. That is why we got total variance, total sales variance that we saw initially, 13,000 favorable. Then why volume variance comes? Because of mix variance, which is negative, which means 4,750 unfavorable. Please remember, we are on the revenue side. We are in the revenue side. When you get a negative answer, it is unfavorable. Quantity variance. Quantity variance 17,750 favorable. So mix variance plus quantity variance, otherwise called as volume variance. So we analyzed price variance into three factors, or sales variance into three factors. Why the variance in revenue comes? Because of the price. In this question, net price variance became 0. Because of the volume. Volume means because of the difference in quantity sold. Clear, actual quantity minus budgeted quantity. There is a difference because of the quantity sold. Why the quantity variance arises? Why the quantity variance arises? Or why the volume variance arises? Because of the change in quantity, because of the change in quantity, and because of the change in the proportion. Proportion in which the quantities are sold is different from standard one. So this is about sales variances. Have we copied this? Shall we proceed?
Done, sir.
How about others? Copy பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? Shall we proceed? This is a past IMA question. This is a past IMA question. Try to work out. Question is calculate all sales variances. This will be there in your material also, but don't look at the material. I request you to just calculate variances. Actual results are given, standard results are given. Actual price minus standard price into actual quantity. Before we start, can you tell me what is the total actual sales? verify your answer. We need this. Work out the actual sales and find out, like, 12,500 into 22 plus 17,500 into
2.5 crores.
budgeted sales.
Three lakh 80,000 variance.
Unfavorable. Try to work out price variance and volume variance. The total variance should be, total of the variance should be 3,80,000 unfavorable. Both are favorable. Actual quantity minus standard quantity. This into standard price. Get cross check. Price is favorable to us, but because of the volume, we got negative. That's why the total variance is unfavorable. Volume variance is 6,20,000 unfavorable. Price variance is 1,25,000 favorable. Net, are you getting it? This is favorable, this is unfavorable. Total of 5,05,000 unfavorable. This
Right.
is 1,25,000 favorable. Net 3,80,000 unfavorable. Correct. weighted average standard price of standard mix. Actual quantity minus standard quantity. That is actual quantity 24,000. So 20,000. 20,000 minus standard quantity 20,000 into weighted average price of standard mix. Unfavorable. Unfavorable. Verified. Price variance is 1,25,000 favorable. Volume variance is 5,05,000 unfavorable. Total sales variance is 3,80,000 unfavorable. Mix variance unfavorable. This is also unfavorable. Total volume variance is unfavorable. So with this, the sales variance is also over. Here, sales variances we work out based on the price. Based on the price, sales variances can be worked out based on margin also. Margin means profit margin or contribution margin. Profit. So based on profit, standard profit, actual profit, based on that we can work out sales variances. Based on margin also we can work out. That we'll do it in the next class. Have you taken up this question? This is there in your study material, but no, wait. This is there in your study material. I'll show it. It will be there in a lengthy form. This is the question. This is the question. They would have worked out 118.75, 120. They would have worked out. Then they would have explained this for so many pages. They would have explained. All these are explanations. Right? We got this 4,80,000 unfavorable. sorry, yeah, 4,80,000 unfavorable. Mixed variance 25,000 unfavorable. This is there in your study material. Mixed variance 25,000 unfavorable. Please follow the method that we have used. It will be easy for you to work out also. You can find 1,25,000 favorable sales variance. Yes. Then 5,05,000 volume variance. We got 5,05,000 volume variance. Okay. Then net static budget variance, or the total sales variance, is what? 3,80,000 unfavorable. This is what they are summarizing. 4,20,000 and 25,000. That is what is 5,05,000. Yes, that we verified also. Mix plus quantity variance gives us which variance? Volume variance, like that we identified. So, this is what we worked out. So in the next class, we'll work out based on contribution margin. We'll work out based on which one? Contribution margin. I request you to copy this. Problem is there in the material shared with you. And of course, the solution, please take it in our way. We can finish up in one page. This question can be tested in the essay type, where they can ask you to work out the variances. You can just key in the answers like actual sales, this amount, budgeted sales, this amount, variance. Like, it will not be an Excel sheet. It will be a plain sheet where you are going to type it. Okay, no formatting will be there. You cannot give coloring. You cannot change the font. You cannot do anything. You can just, like, it will be like WordPad. It will be like WordPad. Okay, it's not even like a WordPad where you cannot even change the font size or whatever. You just type the answers. Okay, but you can use the space bars and other things. Tab and other things may not be available. Columns cannot be drawn. Columns cannot be drawn. Okay, so maybe like you can write actual sales, this line, next line budgeted sales, next line variance. Then you can bifurcate into price variance, volume variance, all these variances you can just key in or type in. This can be tested in, there are 5 questions tested, for essay type, 5 into 25, 125 marks. In that, one of the question can be this one. About 13, 14 questions will be there. One of the question will be like 20, 25 marks. One of the question can be in section A about reporting of variances. It can be material variance or labor variance or sales variance. If it is overhead variance, variable overhead or fixed overhead variance, they test only in multiple choice questions. If it is essay type question, they ask which variance, material variance and which variance, labor variance or the sales variance, they ask you to report it. So in the next session, what we are going to see is, that is tomorrow, what we are going to see is, number 1, sales variances based on contribution margin. Based on contribution margin, we are going to work out. Then we will solve past IMA questions based on that. Past IMA questions based on that. For that, you must go through the previous class lectures on variances. Number 1, the introduction about variances, material variance, labor variance. Then today we had seen, of course, variable overhead, fixed overhead variances, and which variances, sales variances. The cumulative knowledge is required for, the reverse working problems, where they give you variances based on that you have to work out, the numbers. They will give you variance based on that you have to work out like standard quantity. They will give you, like, for example, volume variance is this much. They will ask you to find out what is the standard quantity or actual quantity. They will give you the variance. Based on that you have to reverse work and find out the data. Here data is given, we find out variances. The reverse model also can be tested.